I'm Jane Lunnan. I'm with the Ashe County Arts Council in West Jefferson, and I've got another update on the arts in Ashe. I'm excited to have with me a guest today, Ramona Renfro. Ramona is director of the Museum of Ashe County History, or MOC, right?
Exactly.
Welcome, Ramona. So glad to have you here.
Thank you so much. Good to be here.
And we've got an exciting new exhibit in the museum that we're going to share with the viewers today.
Yes, we do.
And we're talking about the Ornob Mine exhibit.
Yes.
It officially opened last week, is that right?
We had our sneak peek.
Oh.
We will have our grand opening on April 25th, but we'll let people come in and see it.
I was blown away by the sneak peek. Tell folks, first of all, this is in the old historic 1903 courthouse that has been preserved and is an incredible museum that celebrates Ashe County's history.
Right.
And this new exhibit is in a special location in the courthouse, right?
It is in the Register of Deeds vault.
And you walk in the vault, and what can folks expect to see?
We want for it to feel like walking into the mine itself, into the Ornob mine. We have the 1800s, we have the 1900s. It was very busy during the 1800s. 1878, it was at the height of its popularity, and we employed between 700 and 1,000 people. We were the largest producer of copper in the nation.
Isn't that
here
amazing?
In Ashe County? I think it's wonderful. There was a boom town around it, Ornob. That was the company town and company store. But one of the best things about this is we have an HO scale miniature of the mine in 1873 that was done from the original blueprints. We were fortunate enough to find the original blueprints. And you can see down into the mine, the miners, our volunteers that worked on this, called it the ant farm.
And that's exactly what it looks like, because you see the tunnel going down and the shaft going down, and then you see the workings of what's going on. And you're actually given a lantern so you can see the level of darkness that they would have been experiencing down in the depths of this mine. Ramona, I want to talk a little bit about the artistic quality of what was done in creating this diorama. Is that a correct name?
That is a correct name.
It's an HO scale, which means that everything that's in it is down to what sort of size and
the people are about this big.
But
tiny.
Everything is there.
Yes. They use clock parts to do the workings of the different machines. There are tiny little horses, tiny little fiber optic lights in there, and it really gives you a good overview of what the mine would have looked like in 1873.
It's an incredible work of art. The detail, the attention to detail, and obviously being historically accurate is a wonderful coup. And the museum has not only this one with the HO scale, but the first one that was done celebrated the Virginia Creeper.
It did.
And that's attracted a lot of attention.
It has. We've had worldwide attention from that. As a matter of fact, 30 feet of the Virginia Creeper with the towns of Todd, Tuckerdale, Lansing, and West Jefferson, all done from the 30s to the 40s. And these guys are really world builders. A lot of times when people are train enthusiasts, they want to get as many trains on the tracks as they can and have them all going. But the train was kind of an excuse for growing up in Ashe County. So the guys, when they would get together over 2 years' time, they would tell stories, and those stories would end up in the diorama. And they're wonderful. There's all sorts of things hidden in there. I've actually had people say, well, how many outhouses are there? And so I had to go and count. I think there's 27. But there are just so many different things in there and so many stories in there. And there is a seek and find. We had a gentleman from Australia who was doing a tour of the U.S. looking specifically at HO scale models. And when he got here, he heard about ours. He came up and spent several hours at our museum and said this was the one that made it worth the trip.
Oh, how fabulous. And the same group of volunteers worked on the new exhibit for the Ornob Mine.
Yes, and not only do we have that HO scale, but we have got rock faces, we have got the timbers, we have a man in a bucket going in, because of course that's how they would lower themselves.
Right.
And they were still using that technology in 1954 to 1962 when the mine was in operation for the 20th century. We actually have an image of a man in the bucket that's mostly rusted away. There's a huge hole in it, getting ready to go down in it.
Wow.
It's braver soul than I.
And the mine officially closed what year?
In 1962.
62. You know, you've brought a lot of wonderful pieces from the museum here, and we'll get some shots of them. But I'm looking at the helmets, for example,
Yes.
and the difference from the 1800s of what the infrastructure was for them to be able to wear it and see it,
Right.
versus the more modern,
Yes.
if you will, 1900s kind of version.
This is actually, it's made of leather. It's boiled leather, hard leather. So this was the cap. And then this was the lamp that they would wear. They would fill this with the oil and light this, and it was like having a torch on your head. It was huge. So not something that I would want to do, but we were very fortunate to have this. And then this one, of course, it was electrically powered. You can see the wiring that goes down. So and this one's hard. This one's hard leather, but if you had a cave in, it wasn't going to do a whole lot.
You. And what is the acquisition process like for pieces for specific exhibits, for specific themes?
We'll put the feelers out. We'll let people know that these are the things that we're looking for. We may purchase some things, but that's very rare. We have been very blessed to have so much support from our community that when people find out what we're doing, they want to come share what they have. But by the same token, that can be a kind of difficult thing in a museum. We look at these things as artifacts, and I have people that come in that look at that and say, I had a lunchbox just like that, and want to pick it up and play with it. And of course, we have to treat things a little differently being a museum.
Well, these old pieces give us a sense of where we've been and of our history. And the history in Ashe County is so rich and deep, and the museum does a fantastic job of preserving that and protecting it and making it available for generations to come.
We have such a wonderful team. We're very fortunate.
The museum is open
Monday through Saturday from 10 until 4.
And it's a trip when you come over to West Jefferson. The museum is in Jefferson. There's not much difference between the two towns. It's
2
easy
miles.
to find. You'll want to make sure you check it out. Ramona, let folks know what the website is. There's more information.
Sure, we're at Ashe History, ASHEhistory.org.
Lots of information on their website. Make sure you make a trip and a plan over to Ashe County, to West Jefferson, to the Museum of Ashe County History in Jefferson. Ramona, it's been great having you here.
Thank you.
To share the information about the Ore Knob Mine exhibit, and there's lots more to see.
There is, and you can find us on Facebook. We've actually had people taking photographs and sending us their photographs.
Oh, wonderful.
So we're very community oriented.
Great, great. Well, thanks for being here. If you need more information about this topic or any of the other artsy things going on in Ashe County, check it out on the Arts Council's website, ashcountyarts.org. Give us a call at 336-846-2787, or better yet, just come on over. We'll take good care of you and show you the arts of Ashe County. Thanks again, Ramona.
Thank you.